what is the purpose of this Veda, what it includes, everything we had gone through, and now we'll be knowing about the Upanishada. So, Veda, Shruti, Smriti, and Upanishada and Puranas, they are all the religious sacred books, they say. So, Upanishada is one of the important part of these sacred books, where it is said that the Upanishads constitute another piece of literature. It is a part of literature from the Veda, it can say. It is not actually the part of Veda because it was written very at the later stages or after Veda. And therefore it is said it is uncanonical, but because it does not talk of any religion kind of thing, but it is a part of the religious literature, that is the Veda. Vedas say it is a religious literature, that is we say Vedic culture or Vedic religion, Sanatan Dharma, like that. It is, many names are given, we know, or it's known by many names. So here it is, Upanishada is not directly as a religious literature, but it is a part of religious literature. And it is very large. Vedas, we know it, they are of 4 types, but here Upanishada is too long, and it says most of the things about that we can say some are important and some are not at all important. Okay, so there are mix up of many things in it. What it includes the about the Brahmins. Upanishada talks about the Brahmins. It revolves around the Brahmins, the work of Brahmins. Okay. It is said that what the Upanishada says, that Veda has little knowledge, because it does not talk of what is mentioned in Veda, but it talks about the role of Brahmins in Veda. So it's of no knowledge according to them. And Vedic study, it says it just talks about ignorance. And so it denies about the sacrifices which is talked in Vedas, about the rituals which is talked in Vedas, which is given in the Vedas, the rituals, the sacrifices, and whatever, all the things which is mentioned there, it does not talk, and it says, it denies, it does not agree with it. And it never says that it plays an important role in the life, but it talks about the Brahmanical philosophy, where discussions centered around Brahmins, not only Brahmins but also Atma, the soul. So Upanishad talk of Brahmin and the soul. This is very important here about the Upanishad. And it what it says, that how the universe, it relates the Brahmin and the universe, that how Brahmin helps with the help of the soul, or we can say, or with this work which he is doing, by taking everyone for this towards this salvation. Means the Brahmin plays a role of taking every people for salvation, mukti from everything, and that too through Atma. So the main thesis of Upanishada is Brahmin really there and Atma really there? He talks of it. because the Atma did not realize that it was Brahmin. What Upanishad says, that Atma does not realize that in which it survives, it's a Brahmin, because of the upadhis in which it was entangled. So, it has to be realized first. So, to whom the Atma belong, the soul belong, it's not clear. Now, these questions were asked to one of the main sage, they say, which most of them know, that is Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya was a great sage of that time who was very much known for the Vedas, Upanishads and everything. And Yajnavalkya says that he gives the answers to the questions, what is Brahman and what is Atma, means soul. And when this questions was asked to him, his answer was neti neti. This is a Sanskrit word, neti. And what does it means? The meaning of neti is I know not. Means he knows nothing about the Brahmin and also the soul. But he says it's there. But he knows nothing about it. And so Buddha was very clear in saying that how can anything be a reality about which no one knows anything? Very clear. Buddha was very clear. He was very straightforward, and he used to say that if anyone don't know about it, how can we say that Brahmin is a reality or soul is a reality? So he rejected the Upanishad. So again, as we have learned earlier, Buddha rejected the Veda and Buddha rejected the Upanishad. Now, this ends, means this book 5 talked of all the literature about the Vedic culture, about the new name at this time we know as Hindus, the literature of Hindu religion, and these literatures are totally denied by Buddha. It's not accepted. Now the next chapter comes with that is the part 5, the Buddha and his contemporaries. The people who were at the time of Buddha, at the time of Buddha, who were there, they because Buddha has his own views, Buddha has his own understanding, because he was Buddha. Buddha means a knowledgeable person, very Samyak Sambuddha we say, with a supreme knowledge, So, as Buddha has his own philosophy, his own views, his own understanding according to the supreme knowledge he got it. At that time, there were many people who were known as the philosophers. So they were at the time of Buddha, so they are called there were 62 type of philosophies at the time of Buddha. It's a big amount of a big number, we can say. So many philosophers were there, and they were intellectuals, as we say, the knowledgeables, They're very intellectual, and this Brahmanic philosophy, they were called the schools, different schools. So 62 types of schools were there. And the important part here is all these 62 different types of schools of philosophy denied the Brahmanic philosophy. Means it's not that nowadays the Brahmanic philosophy is denied, but at the time of Buddha, 62 types of different schools of philosophies they denied. They did not accepted or they opposed the Brahmanical philosophy. But out of this 62, only 6 were such a way or of such kind that Buddha talked about it. Means when Buddha studied about all the philosophies, he said that there is something in these 6 philosophers, but yes, he denied that too, and he gave the reason for that. And others out of 62, excluding 6, he did not even want to talk about that because it had no importance for Buddha. There was no importance of all the other philosophies. So the 6 philosophers about which we would be learning about, they are, the first philosopher name was Purana Kassappa. Puran, he was very, maybe the name, it is said that we know about Purans. Purans are also some text regarding this like Vedas and Upanishad. The Purans were also there, but don't know whether it is about that, it's not mentioned here, but the name is Purana Kassappa. And his doctrine of philosophy was known as Akriyavada. Akriyavada. In Hindi, everyone knows Akriyavada. Akriya means doing nothing. Akriya means doing nothing. He said that he maintained that the soul was not affected in any way by karma. Means whatever you do or whatever you do not do, the soul is not at all affected by it. Means from here we can find out that he accepts that there is a soul. He accepts that karma is there. But there is no relation between karma. Karma means what we do. The doing of it. Akriya means not doing. So it does not have any reflection or any reaction about on the soul. It's not affected of what you are doing. Here it is very clearly examples he gives. It says, if someone injures anyone or kills anyone, if someone committed theft or dacoity, or if any adultery is committed or not committed, if someone tells a lie or does not tell a lie, nothing affects the soul. So, soul has no role in whatever a person does. Nothing affects the soul. As act, however, licentious means even moral or immoral, whatever it is, it does not affect the soul with the sin. What we say, pap. Sin means pap. People say, oh, we should not do this. This is a pap, they say in Hindi. Many of them know this pap and punya, sin and merits. In the same way, it says that whatever immoral things are done, it does not affect the soul with sin. Or whatever merits is done, it does not affect the soul. Nothing has any kriya. Kriya means the result. What we do, the result of is no kriya on the soul. When a person dies, all the elements, now this is another important part in his philosophy, where it is says that if a person dies, all the elements of which he is made, means a person, here it is accepting the person is made with some elements, that we have to understand here. What of all the elements which he is made, joined in the originals, means from where the elements comes, they are joined after the death. Again, the elements are going to their own places from where it is originated. So, it says, nothing survives after death, neither body nor soul. One way he is saying that soul is not affected. That means, not affected means soul is there, but it's not affected. But lastly, he says, after death, there is no soul and no body. So it comes to a conclusion. Its theory says thus there is no soul and no body. Okay. So after that, nothing remains. Only the thing is that the elements, they remain in the originals. The other philosopher is called Makhali Ghosal. Makhali Ghosal. This is one of the great philosophers of that time. He was very known, and his thought philosophy was known as Niyativada. Niyativada. His doctrine was a kind of fatalism or determinism. That is, it depends on the destiny. What he says, no one can do anything or undo anything, means on your own. Here it is saying, according to his philosophy or doctrine, no one can, whatever someone is doing, it's his effort, but it is because it's happening. Whatever he is doing or whatever he is not doing, it's just a happening. It's not on his own. So, no one can do anything nor undo anything. Things happen. Everything happens. We don't have to say that we are doing it. It is just happening. No one can make them happen. No one can remove unhappiness, increase it or diminish it. So, here again we can say that there is unhappiness. According to him, there is unhappiness, but no one can remove it because it's not in your hand. You cannot do any effort to remove it. It's there. You cannot increase or decrease it. You cannot demolish it. You cannot diminish it. It's there. One must undergo one share of experience of the world. Whatever unhappiness there is there in your life, you have to face it. You can't do anything. You have to be ready because you are in this world. You have to experience and face whatever is in your life. It's what we say destiny. You know? Now, the third one comes Ajit Kesa Kambal. Ajit Kesa Kambal is another philosopher. His theory or doctrine is known as Uchchedvad, where everything is destroyed. Uchched means destroy, annihilate. He taught that there was nothing is in yajna or home. That is, that yajna is done by burning the wood in one place, and home we say some kind of thing many people knows about it. It's a religious ritual. So, Ajit Kesambal says that there is nothing in yajna or home. There is no such thing as fruits or effects of deed to be enjoyed or suffered by the soul. It's almost like Purana Kassappa, which says that no act of yours affects the soul. In the same way it is said, there is no fruit or no effect of any deed to be enjoyed or suffered by the soul. Means soul has no effect on it. So, because of there is no such kind of result which can be affected to the soul, another point it says that it neither have heaven or hell. Because many people, religious people, they think that after death that there is heaven and hell. And here Ajit Kesambal says that there is no heaven nor hell. Man is made up of certain element of unhappiness in the world. Means not the happiness, elements of happiness. Elements are of unhappiness. So there, according to Macaulay Gosal, it's also saying that there is an element of unhappiness and man is made up of it. So the soul cannot accept. Again here it's accepting that there is soul, that it is accepting, but soul cannot escape from the unhappiness which is there in this world, which the man is suffering, because it is, the elements are full of unhappiness. Whatever sorrow or unhappiness there was in the world, the soul cannot escape. This sorrow or unhappiness will come to an end automatically. Means you don't have to come out of it, you don't have to do any effort, you don't have to do any act to come out of the unhappiness, but it says it comes out automatically. But how it comes out is given further. What it says, to come out automatically, it comes out only when there is a rebirth. A man after death takes birth again, but how many births? It's not like you take birth 1 or 2 times and unhappiness goes automatically. No, it says one has to take 84 lakhs of cycles of Mahakalpas. The Kalpa and Mahakalpa is a kind of calendar they used to do it with, I cannot explain it because it is about thousands of years of kalps, like that it is. You know, so this cycles of kalps and Mahakalps, it's there, and these cycles are 84 lakhs. No one knows which birth it is out of 84 lakhs, you know, the first one, in the middle one, in the last one, or whatever it is, no one knows. But if you are man now, 84, after 84 lakhs cycles of Mahakalpas, then only one can come out of the sorrows or unhappiness. So, after this, so many years, we can say, so many Mahakalpas, so many cycles, after so many cycles, one can come out of unhappiness and soul will be with happiness. So, and there is no other means, only taking the rebirth with so many rebirths, you know. You have to go through all these cycles, then only you will come out of this unhappiness. Now, what the fourth school, it says, Pakudha Kachayana, he is another philosopher, and his doctrine is known as Ananyavad. Now, he clears his doctrine clears with some, as we give, when we say we are giving the proof, we give some thing here, some numbers or something like that. Oh, this is this, the name or number like that they give. In that way, this Pagoda gives the numbers. He says, there are 7 elements which makes the human being or being, whatever it is. There are 7 types of elements, of which many of them say Panchatattva, like that, 5 elements. In Buddhism, it is 4 elements. Sorry, I'm telling it now, but we'll not go through it now. In Buddha's teachings later, we'll come to know how many of it is there and what are there, how it works. But here it is given according to this Pagoda, it is 7. It is Prithvi, that is the earth, Aap, Tej, Vayu. These are the 4 elements which most of them know about. But 3 more elements he is joining here. And these 3 elements are the Sukha, Dukha and the soul. You know, he is talking about Sukha, Dukha and soul as an element. So with Prithvi, Aap, Tej and Vayu, with this Sukha Dukha, yani sufferings and happiness and the soul are elements of the life, of forming a human being. And the another point it says that each is independent of the other. Means no one affects each other, no one interfere, we can say. Everyone is different, they are independent, and so they does not affect each other. They are self-existent and they are eternal. They exist on their own, Nothing can destroy them. So this 7 type cannot be destroyed. Again, according to the last philosopher like Ajit, we can say we cannot destroy the Ajit says we cannot destroy unhappiness, and here it says we cannot destroy even happiness. Happiness and unhappiness cannot be destroyed because it has its self-existence. If anyone chops off the head of man, he does not kill him. This is of how many people who say they want to protect their religion, they say killing others is the religious work. Because killing a man is not killing a man according to their theory, but is killing one of the element. How? Cannot be explained. All that happens, that is, the weapon has entered these 7 elements, but the man is killed. Whatever, who is killing? Head is gone, man is killed, but the man does not die. According to them, the element is entered. The weapon enters the element. So, this is one. The other one is Sanjay Belputta. This is another philosopher whose doctrine is known as Vikshepvada. Vikshepvada means we cannot trust. Skepticism means we cannot trust. Everywhere, every time there is doubt. For what is happening, there is a doubt. He argued that if anyone asked me, is there heaven? If I feel there was, I would say yes. But I feel there was no heaven, I would say no. Means no one is clear here. Whatever you feel, you just accept it. If you say yes, it's your view. If you say no, it's your view. Whether there is heaven or not, it depends according to what you think about. If I am asked whether human beings are created, whether man has to suffer the fruits of his action, whether good or bad, and whether the soul lives after that, I say nay. Now here it is said, whether human beings are created, whether there is the result or fruit of action, whatever they do for, whether there is soul after life, after death, he says no. Because according to him, all these things does not exist. He has a doubt, no, everything is like, no, there is nothing. Not cleared. He says there is nothing. So I will deny everything. If I feel I want to say that I accept it, I'll say yes. But he says that there is no death, there is no soul, there is no who created, don't know, whatever it is. He just say I don't think they exist. This is how he summed up his doctrine. So now the 6th school, it is Chaturyam Samarvad. It's the important one. Many of us know about this, but the name maybe it's new for everyone. It is about the Mahavir. In South India, there are many places, mountains where Mahavir temples are there, statues of Mahavirs are there. He was present at the time of Buddha, he was alive at that time, and he was called as Nigantha Nathaputta. Most of them don't know this name, Nigantha Nathaputta. Those who go through the literature, they know about it. They only know that there is a Mahavir. And what his doctrines say, name of the doctrine is Chaturyam Samavarvad. Now what Mahavir says, he says that soul had to undergo rebirth because of the bad karmas. When he says, karmas mean the work what he does. Okay. What are the punya, pap, we say, the karmas. Then the soul is sure to take rebirth. It's very sure. You cannot deny it. And that karmas which result in the rebirth may be of past life or the present life. So both the lives, present and the past, are playing the role of your birth of this time, present life, and also the coming life. That is after death. One must therefore get over the bad. So he says, if you don't want rebirth, you should not do any bad karmas. He suggested that you can come out of this bad karmas. You have to, because they are already there in your past life. You had done many bad karmas. It's sure, he is sure about it, that you have done some bad karmas, and you are also doing some bad karmas now. So to come out of it, you have to do tapasya. Means you have to go through what the asceticism says, tapasya says. Means you have to give, you have to hurt your body, in your life. So this tapasya is called, observance of this is called Chaturyama Dharma. How you will observe this? The observance of Chaturyama Dharma have, Chatur means four. And 4 types of work, karma he talks on. He says the first one is not to kill. This is also one of the Buddha's teachings. Second is not to steal. This is also in Buddha's teachings. Third is not to tell a lie. This is also the Buddha's teachings. Means most of the things are in common, 3 of them. But the 4th does not match with the Buddha's teachings. The 4th is not to have property and to observe celibacy. Now here he talks of living without property. Tapasya includes it that you should not have any property with you. You should not enjoy the life with all the facilities which we are gaining or we are earning it. The facilities which we want to enjoy. It's not accepted according to Mahavira. And to observe celibacy means you don't have to get married. I don't know about this celibacy. If they marry, how they follow the celibacy, don't know. But it's very clear here. You should not have property and you should observe celibacy. So these are the 6 philosophers which have something on which we can talk on, which Buddha says that he can talk on. And he has reasons to even deny these 6 philosophies. So, he denies how all these 6 philosophers, where he says, the Buddha did not accept the teachings of the new philosophers. His rejections of the teaching was not without reason. He had reasons for it. And he said, if the doctrines of Purana Kassappa or Bhagavata Kachyana were true, if it's were true, then one can do any evil or any harm. One may even go to the length of killing another without involving any social responsibility or social consequences. Means killing is nothing for them. They can go on. Whenever they feel like they can kill anyone. So here the words are coming. What Buddha is worried about, that is the social responsibility and social consequences. Means whatever karma or whatever act, if we are doing it, it should have, it has the effects on social responsibility or social consequences, and so we have to be very alert about this society. And if this kind of act, according to Purana Kassappa and Bhagavata Kachyana, it happens, means they are not thinking of any responsibilities. Now he says about the Makhali Gosal, if its doctrine is true, then man becomes the slave of destiny. Because nothing you can do. You cannot change anything. So he says you are depending on the destiny. You don't have to do any efforts. If you want to become, as now we can say, if someone wants to become a doctor, if there is a destiny, according to a destiny, you want to become a doctor, you can become. But you should, if even you do not take admission, or if you do not go through all the studies, but you can become a doctor because it was your destiny. Don't know how. So no efforts had to be taken to become a doctor. It comes that way. If we talk on today's thing. So if someone is suffering, cannot come out of it, you have to suffer because it's in your destiny. Most of the regarding this, I would give the examples more. I went to Orissa last time. I want to give this example. If everyone get to know, it would be very good. Once I went to Orissa, many people, women, most of them, I was talking with the women group, and all of them were saying, we are suffering as a woman, as a wife, because our husband is not treating us well. And I said, why it's so? They all said that it's their destiny. So whatever is happening to them, it's their destiny, and they have to suffer. So one of the women said, no, I believe in destiny, but still I want to come out of it. So she was a teacher, and I asked her, if it's destiny, how can you come out of it? You have to go through your sacred literature to how to come out of it. But it says you cannot come out of it. So she said, I will go to the court. I will go to the police station. Then I said, you are denying your sacred literature. You are taking the refuge to under the constitution, under the law. She said, yes, I want to take it. Then I said, how can it be destiny? Means to deny your destiny, to deny what is happening to you, you have to take the help of the law, the Constitution of India. And she said, yes, now I understood that destiny is nothing there, but if we take the help of the law, we can come out of these sufferings, we can leave such kind of torture which we are daily accepting it because of destiny, we can come out of it. So these are the things. I just gave the example of this. Many people now also, they say whatever happening in their life, it's because of destiny, and they never try to come out of it. So Buddha rejected this. About Ajit Kesambal, again he says, he says that nothing exists. So here Buddha says, then man has to do is to eat, drink and make merry. They just eat, drink and live. I think it's like an animal. They are doing the same thing. They are eating, drinking and they are enjoying their life. So human being also can enjoy this kind of life without thinking anything, without doing anything, just enjoy. So this is also rejected. About Sanjay Belputta, it is said, if it's true, then man must float about and live without a positive philosophy of life. So, no positivity in life, because there is always suffering and you have to face or live as it is. So again it is rejected. About Mahavira also, he says that it's a kind of life which is related with asceticism and tapasya, a complete subjugation and uprooting of man's instincts and desire. There won't be desires, Many people say that if you become Buddhist, you should not have any desire. It's not like that. Buddha says there should be a desire, but the desire should be in that it should be fulfilled. You are able to fulfill it. If you want to become a scientist, this is your desire to become a scientist, yes, you can go through the procedure, the education and everything, and you can become a scientist. But if you are here, you can go to moon, like Kalpana Chawla or many other scientists went there. You can go there, but you cannot say by living on earth, I can touch the moon. This desire, if someone says, I want to touch the moon, so this desire cannot be fulfilled. Another example I can give, I met one boy in UP, and I asked him, as usual, I ask children what they want to become in their life, what they want to do in their life. The boy said, I don't want to tell. I said, why? He said, when we tell, it is not fulfilled. Okay, but I said, if you tell, maybe you will get some guidance, what you want to become. And really it happened. What he said, he want to become he want to crack NDA. Then I asked what he is doing now. He said he is in 11th standard. So I said, which stream you have taken? He said, I have taken arts. I said, this is where you failed now. Because if you have asked before taking admission in 11th, you should have told anyone that I want to crack NDA. They would have told you that you should not take arts in 11th standard. So this is what desire it is and how can we fulfill it. So if you ask someone, if there is someone to guide you, you can directly be helped by guidance, what you can take and you can fulfill your desire. Now taking arts, you cannot crack NDA. So this desire cannot be fulfilled. So this is how we have to be clear. Buddha never says don't have any desire or don't dream of anything. You should dream of something, but you should walk on that path if you are capable You have to develop that capability. You have to develop whatever it is needed, because as a human being, whatever you can do, as a human being, whatever you can do, you can have a dream, you desire for something, and you can work on it, and it's sure that you will get it. So here it is said, according to Mahavira, there should not be any desire. So here it says, thus none of the paths of life suggested by the philosophers appealed to the Buddha. So all the philosophers, the six, already he rejected other than six of all the 62. Okay? But he also rejected these six with reasons. He thought that they were the thoughts of men who had become hopeless, helpless, and reckless. Buddha says those who follow these philosophies of these six philosophers, they become hopeless, they become helpless, they become reckless. So these are the things which we have to avoid. We have to be hopeful, we have to be helpful, and we have to be careful to live a good life with peace and happiness. This is what Buddha says. Now, how we can live this kind of life, it will come in later chapters according to the Buddha's teachings. I would like to stop here now because we completed the part 6 of it. Thank you. Jai Bhim. Namo Buddha.
I have a question, Sandeji.
Yeah.
So you kept mentioning this Mahavira.
Please, loudly. I'm not able to hear you properly.
Can you hear me now?
No.
What about now? You can hear me now?
Yeah, bit.
So this, when he speaks about Mahavira, is that Mahavir Jain or some other?
Yeah.
This is the Jain. Yeah. Okay, so that is the. But why is it called Chatur? Like, why is it called?
Yes, that Chaturyam Samvarvad. Because he gives 4 rules. Chatur means 4, no?
So why didn't Dr. Ambedkar clearly mention that this is Jainism that he's talking about?
Because it's not taken here as he did not talk here about the religion. He did not want to. That time it was not a kind of religion as such. I think so. I think so.
Right.
Because it is said he was a philosopher. Here it is mentioned as a philosopher. He has his own doctrine. Okay?
Yeah, he was alive also at the time. So it's Mahavir Jain.
Yes.
24 people.
Yes.
Okay.
And also it is called, it is said that he was the 24th some. It is number of Mahavir. So also then this was the one who was alive at the time of Buddha.
Okay. But this is a Jain tradition that
Jain tradition. There are 24 of them. Yeah, and therefore he was called Niganta Nathaputta because he was wearing nothing. His tapasya was there that he was wearing nothing.
Pitambara. Yes.
No, Pitambara means wearing white color dress.
Shvetambaras are white wearing and
Shvetambara, yes. Shvetambara and Pitambara like that. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Any questions?
Does anyone else have any questions?
Okay, I want to say something like next Sunday, can we skip it?
Okay, no problem, Banteji.
Because I am in UP that time. If I'm going tomorrow. So if if I am able to do that, I'll see the situation. I will let you know on Friday, Saturday. Okay? If possible, we'll do it. If not, then that too I'll tell you. Okay?
If not,
Okay,
then
Bante.
what we can do is we can hold a revision meeting without Bante. One of the upasaks can revise
Yes.
whatever is happening and then sort of bring it like for whoever missed the previous sessions, the starting sessions, we can revise.
We have completed part 5, no? So all part 5 we can have, you can have some discussion over it.
Yes.
Yeah, Bharti.
Yes, Jai Bhim, Bante. Namaste, Bante. Very nice, Bante, today. So today we organized one meeting, discussion in for Dhamma Yatra, Bante, in Mahabodhi Society, Egmore. So that's why I can't participate completely. So Bante, coming July 2, we have discussion in Nagpur. Any possible to join with us, Bante?
In Nagpur?
Yes, Bante. Sunday.
Okay. Which date? You just
Sunday.
let me know the
Sunday, Bante. Sunday, July 2.
2nd July. Okay.
2nd July, Bante.
Yeah.
So please come.
Yeah. You let
Thank
me
you,
know
Bante.
the venue
Yes.
and timing. Okay.
Yes, Bante.
I'll send my best.
Already I sent you, Bante.
Already send it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Bante. Thank you, Bante.
Thank you, Jai Bhim.